Hey everybody, welcome to Crack Pack Tuesday number 144, where this week I have remembered to check my microphone, so I'm actually going to open the pack as opposed to have to re-record the entire video. Anyways, if you missed last week's video, all of these Masters 25 packs are sponsored by longtime viewer and supporter Sidian, so he's going to get all of the cards that we open from this pack. Going forward, starting with Dominaria Crack-a-Packs, if you are a patron at $5 or more over at patreon.com/ShemandoLeague, you will be eligible to randomly get the pack that week. Check last week's video for the one restriction, which I'll repeat is you can only win twice in a 5-week period. That way we spread the love around, make sure lots of people are getting cards and packs, but I just want to make sure that people are getting value for their patronage. So go on over to patreon.com/ShemandoLeague, join at the $5 level or more, and starting with Dominaria, you can get everything in the pack, or whatever cards you want from the pack. If you don't want the crappy commons, I don't have to send you the crappy commons. You just want the rare, I can just send you the rare. Anyways, we're going to crack this pack open, see what Sidian's going to get, and talk about what we would take pack one, pick one if this was a draft. Up first is Balduvian Horde. Balduvian Horde is 2 red for a creature human barbarian. It's a 5/5. When Balduvian Horde enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you discard a card at random. This card's decent. I know it made Pauper people happy, right? Because it didn't used to be a common. Anyways, 5/5 for 4, and you have to discard a card at random, which might be nothing if you have nothing left, or it might just be a land if it's the only card left in your hand, is pretty darn good. Goes in sort of a red aggro deck. It's from Alliances, by the way. Yeah, it's fine. It's just not a first pick by any stretch of the imagination. Up next is Auramancer. Auramancer is 2 and white for a creature human wizard. It's a 2/2. When Auramancer enters the battlefield, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. There's a couple of enchantment creatures. There's a Courser of Kruphix. There's an Eidolon of the Great Revel. You can bring them back with this. You can bring back pacifisms that have somehow left, etc. Auramancer has some use. She's not great otherwise. You do want to make sure you have targets. You don't just play a 2/2 for 3 for no reason. But yeah, she's fine in some decks. Not a first pick. From whatever that set was. This period of time, I don't know the set symbols from each other. Prophecy and Odyssey and Apocalypse and etc. I just don't know them. Up next is Supernatural Stamina from Amonkhet, a single black mana for an instant until end of turn. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains when this creature dies. Return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Good aggro card if you are, like Suicide Black, just turning things sideways. This is going to let something turn sideways one extra time and maybe kill something when you cast this as well. Yeah, it's a fine card. You'll know when you want it, and you're not going to go out of your way to get it. Not a first pick. Up next is Dragon Ice Savants, 1 and a blue for a creature human wizard. It's an 0/6. You can morph it. To unmorph it, you reveal a blue card in your hand, and when it's turned face up, you get to look at your target opponent's hand. You don't get to do anything with it, but you get to see what they have. Yeah, this thing can be annoying. It's an 0/6 that just blocks for days. Yeah, if you're going late game, this is a good card. This can get you some information so you know what you need to counter and what you don't need to, etc. But it's a very late pick, so don't waste a real pick on it. Up next is Timberpack Wolf. Timberpack Wolf is 1 and a green for a creature wolf. It's a 2/2. It gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control named Timberpack Wolf. The first one of these is fine. It's 2/2 for 2. And this is a set where 2/2s for 2s are, traditionally okay. Unlike recent sets where your 2/2 also has to, have vigilance and gain life when it comes in and, I don't know, do flips on the friggin' table. This is a 2/2 for 2. The second one is a 3/3 for 2. That's real good. I don't need to tell you that. And if you can get more than 2, it just gets that much better. But yeah, you don't want to... The ideal is you wheel this one after having seen another one. And then you're probably going to get at least 2 in pack 1, and then you're set up for pack 2 and pack 3. The later the draft goes, the worse this gets, but it's never a first pick. It's a wheel card for sure. Up next is a first pick, Pacifism. 1 and a white for an enchantment aura, enchant creature, enchanted creature, can't attack or block. It's from Mirage. Yeah, this card's great. It's unconditional, basically, white removal. It's super, super, super good. It doesn't turn off abilities, unfortunately, but it's just so good. You're never not first picking this in a lot of packs, and we'll see if this pack is one or not. Up next is Phyrexian Ghoul. Phyrexian Ghoul is 2 and black for a creature zombie from Urza's blank, let's say, Saga. Legacy, you tell me. It's a 2/2, and you can sacrifice a creature. Phyrexian Ghoul gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I talked last week about my absolute love of the black-red sacrifice deck. And I'm not going to rehash that this time, but I love this card, and I love that deck so much. But you're never first picking a Phyrexian Ghoul. You want to first pick a Cutthroat. You want to first pick something that has a great when it dies trigger, and then pick this up on the wheel, and then pick up another one and a Fallen Angel, and etc. Fallen Angel I would first pick. Phyrexian Ghoul, no. Up next is Ghost Ship, our not last common. No, we've got a couple more commons to go. Ghost Ship is 2 blue for a creature spirit. It's 2/4 from the dark. It's got flying. Blue, regenerate it. I talked last week, this is obnoxious to deal with. It blocks everything until, you know, like turn 4, turn 5 sort of level creatures get going. It's a turn 4 creature, yes, but you know what I mean. And then by the time your opponent does get their 6/6 or whatever, you can spare blue, and it continues to block it really well. This card's obnoxious to deal with. You want these if you're going to go late game blue, but you're not going to spend a real first pick on it. Our second last common is Disenchant, 1 in the blue, which if you didn't notice is a Mock Sapphire being destroyed, which is a good target. It's an instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Pure sideboard card. You are never first picking this. You are never, ever main decking it. But when you're siding it in, it's going to feel pretty good. It's going to blow up pacifism. It's going to blow up something else that's scary. I don't know. Eidolon of the Great Revel, we'll say, but not a first pick. Our final common is Murder from M13. 1 black for an instant, destroy target creature. Murder's fantastic. It's just the best. It's not the best, obviously. We could have Terror or Doomblade or something that cost less, but 1 black for an instant speed, destroy anything is fantastic. It is a snap first pick in many packs. Probably, not even probably, just beats pacifism for sure. We can take pacifism out of frame, in fact. Murder's super good. Happy to see it in the pack. Our first common is Krosan Tusker. Krosan Tusker is 5 green for a creature Boar Beast. The old Boar Beast from Onslaught. It's a 6/5. It's got cycling for 2 and a green. When you cycle Krosan Tusker, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So it's a 6/5 for 7, which is overcosted. That's not great. The real reason you take and play a Krosan Tusker is because it's a card that says pay 2 and a green, go and put a land into your hand and also draw a card. And that's a fine card. That's a card you would play to fix your mana generally. Krosan Tusker, though, is just not a first pick. It's just not. It's fine, but you're going to want to take this when you are base green splashing maybe a couple of colors. In a straightforward green deck, you're not really taking this because it doesn't ramp you. It just fixes you. So, you know, be careful. This card's good, but it has to be in a multicolored deck. Up next is Enthralling Victor. Victor. 3 in a red for a creature human warrior from Origins. 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature an opponent controls with power 2 or less until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. It's not amazing. You are just taking a 2-drop. You know, you are just taking a Timberwolf or a Dragon's Eye Savant. You don't want to take that. Or sorry, no, it's not CMC. It's power 2 or less. What the heck am I talking about? You can take their Phyrexian Ghoul, but it is still power 2 or less. Be aware of that. But boy, does this go into the Phyrexian Ghoul sacrifice deck. I'm not going to rehash that. I've already half rehashed that this video. It's such a good deck. I love it so much. But yeah, I would potentially first pick an Enthralling Victor, just to push me into that deck. I think this and Cutthroat are a way to get in. You know, it's unfortunate it's not Act of Treason. You're not stealing their Krosan Tusker or anything, but you can get some good stuff. So I would consider first picking an Enthralling Victor. Spoiler alert, Murder is going to beat it. Our final uncommon is Freed from the Real. Freed from the Real is 2 and a blue for an enchantment aura, enchant creature, pay blue, tap it, pay blue, untap it. So the general use case for this is you put it on an opponent's creature, and then every turn you just pay a blue and tap it. You know, it's like a claustrophobia that you have to keep paying for. You could also build your own Horseshoe Crab. You could put this on your Enthralling Victor, I guess. Give Victor the Arbalest, and then you've built a crab. So that's an option as well. So if you are going towards the crab deck, you do have a heavy Arbalest, or you do have a the other thing, Quicksilver Dagger, then this is an option to build another crab. But I don't think I would ever first pick a Freed from the Real. I think I would want to be in that pack already for that reason. I would still first pick it, though, because of the removal. It is expensive. Pacifism's just better, which is in this pack. Murder's just better, so it's not going to stay in frame. But you could first pick Freed from the Real and not feel bad. Let's do our foil. Our foil is Twisted Image, a single blue mana for an instant. Switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Draw a card. This kills Tree of Redemption. Yeah, Twisted Image is okay. It's a single blue mana draw card, at least. And hopefully it's killing something in combat. But yeah, it's not fantastic. You're not going out of your way to get this card. But if it's in the pack, if you're blue, you take it. And then when you're building your deck, you see if you have a spot. But not a first pick. And our rare is Courser of Kruphix. A rare that I have first picked in this draft set already. Courser's just fantastic. 1 green for an enchantment creature, Centaur from Born of the Gods. It's a 2/4. You play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play the top card if it's a land, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. This lets you really start to draw through your deck because you just play the land from the top, hopefully putting a real card on top. Hopefully there's a land under that, and then you get to play that next turn. And every turn you're gaining a life, basically. I like Courser. I like Courser quite a bit. I would first pick it in most packs, but unfortunately not in this pack because it does have Murder. Unconditional, instant speed removal. We're taking it. There's no real question there, I don't think. But if you do have a reason for another card in here, let me know what you would have taken. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can always find me on Twitter at The Mana Leak. That's L-E-E-K like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at Facebook.com/TheManaLeak, Twitch.tv/TheManaLeak, and Patreon.com/TheManaLeak, where you can become a backer. And if you become a backer at $5 or more, starting with Dominaria, each week a random patron will get all of the cards in the Crack-A-Pack. These Crack-A-Packs are sponsored by Sidian, so they're going off to him. But starting with Dominaria, starting April 1st, you want to make sure that you're a patron before that. You will be eligible to get the cards each week, so check that out. As always, if you like the content, click that thumbs up button, click subscribe if you want to see more. If you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see you all next time.